Hello, everybody. Please have a seat if there are any more available. There's one seat here in the middle. We have one opening. All right. Welcome. I mean, damn. Wow, just welcome everybody. We're so gratified that you're here, and there must be something about this guy that brings us all out, which I'm very. I've got some paper here in front of me, and it's because I have CRS disease, which is, as everyone knows, is can't remember shit. So I wanted to thank you all for coming. We have a very, very full house tonight, and so it may require some patience as far as food and bathrooms and so forth go, but I know we are the perfect tribe for that. And thanks for respecting our neighbors. Well, part of the one of the major problems with house concerts is parking and neighbors and stuff. And we have a kind of a rabbit warren up here to start with. So it's we're very conscious of that fire trucks can get through. And if you think you may have parked in a place that might obstruct that, you should attend to it during the break. If you think a good-sized truck can't get through, and our neighbors appreciate that as well. All right. There's lots of merchandise. John has been very busy, and he has CDs for sale on the table right at the front door. Please have a look. There's an amazing array of really good stuff there. Please. And we have a sign-in sheet if you'd like to be on our contact list to receive emails about our shows, and you can also have a look at our website, which is live at the A-Frame. All right. I often start out with sing a song myself, and I'm going to do something a little different this time. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the A-Frame and itself, and its building, and how we got started doing concerts here. I will not be too long with this. I'm a Mason by trade, and Mary and I were married in 1981. We moved up here in 1985 when I stood out on the point where the brick cube is now for the first time, and checked out the view and said, wow, this would be a great place for a house. So we bought the property. We moved up here in a mobile home in 1985 and birthed 2 boys. And in 1990, we walked out of the mobile home and walked up the hill into our house. That was a pretty amazing experience. In 1996, they were thinking of lining the canyon up here with clay and bringing in sewage from the Hyperion plant and disposing of it up there. So we thought, this is not a good place to be anymore. So, when all our kids were younger then, through social gathering and stuff, we demonstrated up there, and they shut down the dump, which is really good. So in 1996, we leased the house out and took off for a year. We bought an old RV, and the boys and Mary and I traveled around the United States for a year. And when we were in Oregon, that's when I really started to write songs. And the first, I got back to California, and I was writing and working for building and safety after I stopped doing masonry in business for myself. And I had written, I think I had 14 songs. Tim will know this because he's one of the first people here. And I thought, they just aren't finished till they're heard by someone. So I invited friends and family over, and that was the first concert in 2009, I think it was. And somebody said, there are people who do this all the time, and they invite people into their homes and get people who are really, really good, and and you could do that if you like. And I thought that was a good idea. And so we started having concerts, and we kind of fumbled along and had good success. It's a nice place. People like to be here, and I love it. And but then in 2018 and 19, I got involved with Mr. Ed Brand, who's over there in the back, and the A-frame grew exponentially. In terms of the sound system, the lighting, he took over all the PayPal, Facebook. I'm just a pretty face now. I don't do anything here at all. And he and Leslie have been invaluable help here and expanded us to really, where we are here. And of course, I have to mention my wife, without whose tolerance and love, none of this could happen, believe me. And it's really been with her support that we've, devoted our living room and a lot of our attention to just this, which is so important to us. And so here we are, that whole story leading up to tonight with JOHN BATDORF. And I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got half a page here of stuff that he's done. I mean, he's worked with so many people that you know and have heard of. Well, Batdorf and Rodney, of course, in the 70s and 80s, I think mostly.
Yes, and this is where silver started in my house.
Yeah,
1976.
This is the most important connection is that John used to live in Kagel Canyon before we I think you left the year we moved, 1985.
You're right. We had twin boys, and the house got really small.
Yeah.
And we were here from 73 to 85.
So there's a connection there too. It might sound a little silly, but there really is, because I think we both appreciate what this place is about. John is most recent project is with Michael McLean.
We've been working together for
okay.
30 years now, but it's still recent.
All right.
I just don't remember the other 29 years.
All right. And John has, I think, 9 solo albums since 2004. Lots and lots of stuff. It's just really my great pleasure to introduce JOHN BATDORF.
Hey, let's hear it for Coddy. This is so cool. Oh, I guess I should too. I'm expecting a call for pickleball, but I guess I can wait. That would be the most embarrassing thing ever, I think. Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah, it's funny. My wife and I, Melanie, moved here in 1973. We lived in Hollywood at the time, and we went to a rental agency, and we saw this sign for Kagel Canyon, and we thought, we have no idea where that is. So we came out and checked out this house, and the rent was $230 a month, which was okay. And our house was about, with the add-on, I think it was about 800 square feet. But it was home. It was great. We had a lot of fun living here. And as a matter of fact, the very first gig that my band Silver did, after we had rehearsed, we were getting ready to go on the road with America. And we thought we needed to play in front of some people. So we went to the Hideaway and did our very first gig at the Hideaway and lived to tell about it. It was a rough place, but it was okay. Anyway, I'm really happy to be here. I've been doing this for so long. And unfortunately, COVID put a big dent into all these shows. And this is the first show I've done since I think it was November. So I'm looking forward to going out this year. And this is the first gig of this year. And so what a great place to start. So it's a song called Me and You. 2 nights, 1 dream, 2 days with 1 awakening. 2 minds learn something new, where there's just one, me and you. 2 hearts, 1 beat, to try to make someone complete. To think 1 thought is true, where there's just one, me and you. Never thought that life was adding up too much, traveling the solitary path. Well, I was so divided till I felt your touch, and then I learned love's new math. To sing 1 song, to find 1 place where they belong. To see 1 awesome view, where there's just one, me and you. Some things are forever, some are tried and true. Some things just define how it should be. Some things never change, like 1 and 1 are 2. But there's just one, you and me. 2 flowers, 1 vase, 2 lives lived as one, because 2 souls know 1 thing's true, when there's just one, me and you. More than all the stars in the skies above, we can count the ways that we can count upon our love. Well, no one would ever feel down if they had what we have found. 2 words describe 1 heart that no one can divide. 2 words defining love that's true. Well, those words, me and you. 2 smiles, 1 laugh, 2 feel they found their other half. Tonight 1 love shines through, where there's just one, me and you. Where there's just one, me and you. Me and you. All right. Thank you very much. Wow, it's fun to play again. Jeez. Almost forgot. It's funny though, as many years as I've done this, you know, you can sit in your room and you practice and practice. You feel really tight, like you're ready to go. And then all of a sudden you're at this place where people are all staring at you. It's like, whoa, okay. Because I'm home, if I make a mistake, I just stop and go, oh, I gotta fix that thing. So that last song was written in 2006 with my buddy Michael McLean. And it's about finding your perfect match. And my wife and I, Melanie, who I spoke about earlier, are celebrating our 50th anniversary in September. That's pretty unbelievable, golly. I never thought I'd be 50. So one of the reasons we came down is my sons, Matt, who's over there, and Brett, he's right there. We had a little birthday surprise on my birthday, and they were born twin boys, and so we like to celebrate our birthdays together. And anyway, it's cool. So this is a song that isn't about the perfect match. funny when you write songs about things you haven't really experienced. There's lots of people in the world you've met that are full of ideas for songs. And you'll notice I love to play in tunings. There's a standard tuning for guitar, and which is really cool. It's worked for hundreds of years, but it got boring to me. I just thought, gosh, there's got to be other ways to tune this thing, as long as you can remember what you tuned it to when you wrote the song, which gets more difficult as we get older. So I write a lot of songs and in different tunings, and this is one. It's called "Don't Tell Me Goodbye." Tell me I was wrong. You can look me in the eye and tell me I'm to blame and how I need to change. But don't tell me goodbye. Tell me how I failed and tell me what to do. And tell me it's a crime and all the fault is mine, but don't tell me we're through. You can tell me what we built was broken carelessly, and it all was me. You can beat me with the words I've spoken, and I'll take it willingly. Tell me how you hurt and all the reasons why. Just tell me in advance, I don't deserve a chance, but don't tell me goodbye. Tell me not to speak, that nothing I could say could make up or explain or ever heal the pain. But don't say there's no way. Tell me just how long I will have to try to show you I'm sincere. Tell me that it's years, but don't tell me goodbye. You can tell me there's a million reasons you believe that it's time to leave. Tell me it could be a million seasons and I'll hold on patiently. Tell me what you need. Just tell me and I'll try. Tell me you're unsure, my promise will endure, but don't tell me goodbye. Never loved anybody like you in my whole life, whole life. I can see there's felt so much to do to make it alright. Tell me I was cruel and how I made you cry. Say it might be years until I dry those tears, but don't tell me goodbye. Tell me you're not sure you love me anymore, but don't tell me goodbye. Thank you. Thank you very much. This thing is that fun. So, I started recording a long time ago when they still used tape. That was a long time ago. And I met a guy in Las Vegas, Mark Rodney, and never meant to start a duet. But the guy was so good, I couldn't stop. I just thought, there's something about us playing together that was really magical that I'd never kind of experienced before. And so we keep practicing, and we got really big in Las Vegas, where we were just on a temporary basis. So I said to Mark, I said, man, we need to go to LA, because I know this president of Atlantic Records, Ahmet Ertegun. I think he would love what we're doing. And so we went to LA again, where we'd both come from. And we're staying at our friend's house. We were sleeping on the floor. It was 4 of us. And I picked up the phone and called the Beverly Hills Hotel, where Ahmet Ertegun always stayed when he was in there from New York. And he picked up. And I said, hey, Ahmet, hey, it's John Batdorf. And he kind of knew me from bands I'd tried to get signed before. So he goes, oh, come on over tomorrow, and I'll give it a shot and listen to see what you guys got. So we thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, nothing like that would happen nowadays. It's crazy. So he's this big, iconic guy who started Atlantic Records with his brother. So we go to the Beverly Hills Hotel, and he's in this bungalow, and with 1 million bedrooms, and all the acts, it's like a doctor's office, all the acts that are waiting to play for Ahmet are in each room, and it's like a little thing comes out, okay, let's try these guys. So we got our turn. He came in, and he goes, hey, so what do you guys got? So I said, okay, well, here's what we got. So we played this song, Oh My Surprise, and literally we were sitting on beds, because these were bedrooms. And he jumped up off the bed and goes, I love you guys. I want to take you to Muscle Shoals. I want to produce you. We thought, okay, that's a good start. That's pretty great. So we kept playing more and more songs, and he was getting more and more excited about it. So the next day they signed us and went to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and he said we were going to go to Muscle Shoals. I thought he meant the place up by Malibu. I had no idea what Muscle Shoals, Alabama was. I go, why would we go there? But then we found out, because the rhythm section was so incredible. I just sit with the guy at the piano. Barry Beckett was his name. Fabulous player. And we just run through the thing, and they would write the little Nashville charts, this 1, 4, 5 stuff. And most of the takes we did were second takes. It was just incredible. They could play anything. So that was our introduction to the music business, and what a magical thing. And Ahmet Ertegun was one of the greatest, iconic record guys ever. And he, this is really a sad story, but he died at a Rolling Stones concert falling down the stairs. I'm thinking, if he was going to go, he'd want to go to a Rolling Stones concert, not some crappy disease or something. So anyway, we owe so much to him, and as so many other people do. So this is dedicated to my old producer, Ahmet Ertegun. The way it turned out to be. How was I to know? How was I to know? leading everywhere to places meant for learning. A never-ending flow. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Judgment Day is every day, temptations always yearning. Living high to low, living high to low. Today should be my best day, all my yesterdays are burning. We never cease to grow. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. And let there be no morning. Make the darkness go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Thanks. Wow. Wow, gosh, I have so many songs now. It's crazy. Start putting out those CDs and went, oh my God, you got to stop this. Oh, well, that's good. Well, let me see. What can I play? I know what I'll do. I did an album with my great buddy Michael McLean back in 2012, and it's called Soundtracks to Recovery. And it was meant to be an album about, well, basically what happens is when you go into rehab, we heard that they take away your iPod back then because that's where you had your soundtrack to addiction. So we had this idea about making a soundtrack to recovery that maybe when people were in kind of a dark moment and couldn't speak to the sponsors, I mean, they could put on this song and get them through that moment. And so we made this record, and it was really a remarkable thing to do. I mean, initially it was supposed to be 12 songs for 12 steps, and Michael and I are not addicts, so we are recovering perfectionists and ended up with 17 songs on the record. Just had to be. And so we started playing at recovery conferences, and wow, what a incredible thing to go play for a room of 1,000 people where everybody knows exactly what you're singing about. And so this was the very first song that was written for that project. And on my website, which I guess for once I'm going to remember to mention my website. I've only had it for 25 years. JOHNBATDORFmusic.com. There's a little link to recovery.net, and it's got a big description on how we made the record and why we made it, and some videos on there that people generously offered their services to make. And we offer the music for free to people that maybe need it but can't afford to buy it. So this was the very first song. It's called I Don't Always Win. I'd be a liar if I said that I'm alright. There's no denying that I'm better than I've been. But every hour I'm alone, it's still a fight that I don't always win. No need to tell me what will happen if I lose. I know the hell that will await me once again. But it's a battle, that's the reason for these blues, that I don't always win. No, I don't always win. Such a sweet companion when I feel abandoned, keeps poisoning this canyon called my life. So where will you be when I go another round? Have you decided yet whose corner you'll be in? If it's a champion you think you might have found, well, I don't always win. Still that sweet companion when I feel abandoned, keeps poisoning this canyon called my life. Yeah. I'd be a liar if I said that I'm alright. There's no denying that I'm better than I've been. But every hour that I'm alone, it's still a fight that I don't always win. No, I don't always win. Thank you. Anyway, what am I going to do? I know what I'll do. When I was a really young kid, that's a really long time ago, but I was young once. I wanted to be a baseball player when I was a young kid. I mean, I still love baseball. And I played softball here when I lived in LA for 25 years in leagues. But when I was 11, I got stricken by a really bad disease called osteomyelitis. It was an infection of the bone marrow in the hip. And which is so weird. It's weird to get diseases you never heard of. My legs started hurting really bad, and I had a really bad fever, and my parents took it to emergency, and turned out that's what I had. And so the way they treat is with antibiotics, and you have to be in a cast and immobilize the area that is stricken, and mine was in the hip. So I had a cast from here to the end of my foot, with just my toes sticking out for 9 months, and not a whole lot of baseball going on during those 9 months. But I think I did maybe learn some patience. There was no choice. And luckily I had 2 brothers and a sister that were the remote for the TV, because we didn't have a remote back then. And so I played in bands when I was a young kid too. My dad always wanted me to be a musician, and I wanted to be in sports. But I guess he was right. First time, I just realized. So we used to love watching Ed Sullivan Show on Sunday nights, and the Beatles came out, and I was, I thought, gosh, this is a cool band. I could do music like this that wasn't like my dad's. That he had really corny country songs, and corny to me. I was 11, and then I saw the Beatles, and I thought, wow, I want to do this when I grow up. And so it wasn't that many years later, 3 years later, I moved to California, and ended up meeting Mark Rodney, and I guess it was 6 years from that moment that I saw the Beatles on TV. I had my first record deal on Atlantic Records. And it was really all because watching those guys on TV completely freaked me out. I thought, wow, this is so cool. So on our first trip to Bend, Oregon, where we live now, we went up to look at the area because my son Matt had been up there and said he thought we would love it. And we do. We moved there in 15. And I was sitting I've been working on a tune at home and didn't have any lyrics at that point, but I always write kind of the music first, and I get a melody, and then I kind of go, okay, what is this about, and blah, blah, blah. And so Melanie was asleep because I woke up early, and because I wanted to hear the tune. I was listening to it and going, okay, this is cool, I like this. And this line came to me, I got the fever back in 64. Ain't felt nothing like it since, nothing like it before. Oh, damn, this is a song about the Beatles. So it actually was kind of easy to write. I would say, wish all the songs were that easy. So I wrote this song and recorded it, and it is my tribute to those guys. And gosh, remarkable thing. Changed the world, which is incredible. It changed my life. It put me on a place that I never thought I'd be. So who knows where we would have been if the Beatles hadn't been there. It's called Beep Beep. I got the fever back in 64. Ain't felt nothing like it since, nothing like it before. That night when Lennon sang Twist and Shout, we knew what the Beatles were all about. They wrote songs that made us feel so fine. We heard them singing, and that just blew our mind. They made believers of us all that night. We let go when they sang Hold Me Tight. These boys could write, these boys could sing, These boys could do almost everything. They'd sing their songs that made the young girls scream and cry. So all the boys bought a guitar and tried to sing real high. Beep, 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 yeah. 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 Help me if you can, 'cause I sure miss this band. Oh, the world became a fan the night they sang I Wanna Hold Your Hand. Been 50 years since I first heard those songs, but I can still listen to them all day long. Day tripper, nowhere man, every damn song helped make me who I am. They changed the world 'cause we were all listening. I'd give it all for one more chance just to watch them sing. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 yeah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, should I maybe do one more before we take a break, or is that two more? Okay. Oh, what the heck? I think I can do that. Yeah, it is so stinking cool to play again. This is great. I'm glad you guys all showed up. It would have been kind of sad to come here for my first big gig and no one showed up. Well, as I mentioned, we have twin boys, Brett and Matt. We're both here tonight. There's Brett. They're both very good musicians. Not exactly the same style I do, but they're very good at it. But they can't do what I do either, so that's okay. So, gosh, must have been about 2004 or 5. Yeah, things are going really weird. When we kind of had the around the collapse, I think. That was a little bit later than that. Where it looked like the world was going to be just broke and we were going to lose everything. And so it must have been 2008. 8. There you go, 8. It's coming back. We can edit that part out, right? No. And so I was out on the road, and and the stock market was dying, and my wife was all concerned about us losing our home. And I thought, well, what can I do about it? But all I could do was write a song about it and talk about really the most important stuff is that we had us and the family, and it turned out to be a pretty cool song, and it was just one chorus and a verse, and I thought, well, I don't know where to go from here. And then I thought about Brett and Matt, who were still living at our home at age 20, and thinking, okay, there is a place you could move to where your parents wouldn't be there all the time. And we kept dropping hints about apartments and stuff, and it wasn't really catching on. But eventually they did move out. Thank goodness, they're 38 now, and we have 2 beautiful grandchildren. Thank you very much, Lily and Brett. 24. Oh my goodness. They were 24, still living at home? Oh my God, that's worse. I didn't want to make them feel that bad. So anyway, I wrote this tune, and it's about all that stuff. It's called What Do You Got? My girl worries that the worst is coming. How can we live on next to nothing? Well, she's busy stretching out every dollar. So no more gourmet coffee or bottled water. And I'm telling him, what do you got when the well runs dry? What do you got when you can't get by? What do you got when the mortgage rises unaccountably? Oh, what do you got when the cupboard's bare? What do you got in the Frigidaire? What do you got when there's nothing there? Well, you got me. Ain't that enough? You got me. Ain't so tough. Well, my kids focus too much on pleasure. They think Dad's sitting on a buried treasure. Well, I got a message that might surprise them. When their old man can't subsidize them. And I'm telling them, what do you got when the checks all bounce? What do you got, kid, that really counts? What do you got when the banks announce you're a liability? Oh, what do you got when you're overdrawn? What do you got when your credit's gone? What do you got that keeps hanging on? Well, you got me. Ain't that enough? You got me. Yes, I made a promise back when she was 23 that I'd be there to answer every call. And even though I couldn't see that, there'd be times like these I have learned what to say. It's been my way to say it all. Oh, what do you got when your credit's gone? What do you got when the things all gone? What do you got when you can't get enough? Forget this lyric here. Oh, what do you got when it's all a mess? What do you got now that's not worth less? What do you got they can't repossess? You got me. Oh, what do you got when it turns pitch black? What do you got when there's no Prozac? What do you got when you ain't got jack? Can't you see? Oh, what do you got when your dreams get squashed? What do you got when your wires get crossed? What do you got now that won't get lost? Well, you got me. Ain't that enough? You got me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thanks a lot.